Wow, it has been a crazy 7 days. Um, it I've been in the hospital now checking on all sorts of things. Initially it was to just switch to a new modality of treatment for chemotherapy, but it was morphed into just a battery of exams. Thankfully, my discipline is here. My aunt from Canada, who is going to help keep me on track for my diet and exercise. And I imagine that we will get into a few battles and fights, but it all comes from a loving place. So I ask for grace in advance from my aunt, and I hope she can afford to give me some grace while I'm being grumpy at times. So at this point, I am definitely on Captem chemotherapy. I think it started 4 days ago. It consists of 3 pills in the morning and 2 pills in the evening. I haven't felt extensive side effects yet, so I'm hoping that holds true throughout the treatment. Now, there was a complication that led us to switching to Captem, which was the enlargement of my liver not subsiding and actually inflaming and growing further. And as a preventative measure, we wanted to make sure that we didn't limit our options in the future, so we switched to Captem treatment immediately. At the same time, while I was lying in bed, we noticed that that my legs were starting to swell. And the swelling indicates a backup of fluid. So actually that was after we had already extracted a liter of fluid from my right lung in order to help me breathe better, because we had done an x-ray and saw some fluid in there, and we wanted to shrink the liver as quickly as possible. Now, that was done. We got a liter out, and I breathe great now. And what that is a good sign of is that it's a mechanical problem and not a cancer problem, because if it was a cancer problem related to something like ascites, that would be much more concerning. But as a mechanical issue, where it's just too much fluid, then it's less of an issue. But we did also see some swelling in my legs. So we also had to rule out blood clotting, because one side was actually swelled up more than the other side. So we did an ultrasound, and that was ruled out as well. So at this point, it doesn't seem like water, or it doesn't seem like I'm retaining too much water, but we are still continuing on with the diuretic because I am not peeing enough. So the intake of water seems to be higher than the output of water. Now, that may not be a bad thing, because we did extract a liter of fluid from my right lung. And this could just be the redistribution of water within my body. So it basically is not going to my lung, but I still need that liter of fluid, and it's going to other parts of my body. I've done a ultrasound of both legs to make sure that there's no blood clots. I've done chest x-ray imaging just to make sure there's no more fluid and no other emergency findings. I'm doing blood work this morning to monitor liver, kidneys, and electrolytes. They're monitoring my blood oxygen levels, I think every 2 or 3 hours, just to make sure that my oxygen saturation is high enough. But yeah, I think we've just run a battery of tests just to make sure that it's safe for me to go home. And it's just so crazy that I've actually been here 7 days, because I thought I had only been here a couple. And I think it has to do with the painkillers that were prescribed, which is a very powerful painkiller. So when I go home, I will not have that painkiller, and we'll switch to a lighter version and dosing to be able to help sleep at night. And I think I've been sleeping relatively okay as of late. I'm still getting the 4 to 5 hours of solid sleep, which is more than I've been getting before. So I think that has been great. Digestion has been fine. Appetite, hit or miss still at this point. There's just something with meat that the best word that I can use to describe when it happens is like rancid. Basically, when I eat the meat, it just gives me this icky feeling where I just don't want to eat anymore. I want to spit it out. Now, it doesn't happen all the time, and it doesn't happen with all the same type of meat. But right now I'm switching to protein shakes and grains just to make it a little bit easier to eat. But obviously my self-discipline or my aunt will want me to eat more real protein. So that will be a battle that we'll have to fight out as well. In terms of next steps, so right now we will continue treatment, and I believe we will go through 3 cycles of treatment and then reevaluate whether or not the CAPTEM is actually shrinking my liver or not. If it is, then great. We may go into a prolonged period of no treatment where I can recover and get back to normal. Now, it won't be like cured, because the neuroendocrine tumors that I have are highly diffuse in the liver, meaning that they're peppered throughout the liver. And there's no surgical intervention that can be done at this point in time with today's technology. Also because the cancer started in the pancreas, not the liver, and we only noticed it in the liver. So, but it can give me 2 to 4 plus years of a high quality of life. So I'm definitely looking forward to that, and looking forward to being able to sleep regularly, taste regularly, exercise regularly, and just really feel normal for a period of time again. So yeah, definitely looking forward to that. Now, if it does not shrink, then I either have to live with it with painkillers, or potentially we go to a different modality of treatment and keep guessing and checking until we hit the jackpot. Or potentially, we could explore clinical trials as well if all else fails. So yeah, still fighting hard every day. Thank you very much for all the comments and words of encouragement. It definitely means more than you know. And to all of our new joiners, thank you for watching and following along on the journey. I'm very glad you're here, and we'll talk to y'all later. Bye.